She's Dana.
And that's Tubbs.
And we are country girls getting down on reality TV. And I have a big question.
Let's hear it.
I want to know, where have all our soaps gone? The soaps are going.
I know it. It just killed me when All My Children went off the air. I loved that show. I watched that for 30 years.
And see, my grandma, I can remember As the World Turns and Guiding Light, Secret Storm, all of them I watched with my grandma. And they went on for years and years. And I wouldn't have thought those went off. And what, 2 years ago, they went off. But at the end, it's kind of like they tie everything up nicely. And it's just kind of when you watch a show, it's like the season ending it, you know?
Oh, no, it's crazy.
Instead of the soap operas going on and up. But now Susan Lucci was on Rachel Ray, and she said that she was now going into real reality instead of soap reality.
Right.
But I didn't see soap operas as reality TV. I mean, that's the farthest thing from reality, I think.
But you think, I mean, you take that stuff and you act like, I mean, like, I've watched Erica Kane die and come back to life 4 times, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and you get so involved in it that you almost live it, you know? I mean,
and that's just like, if I was ever to tune into one, then I had to ask and know who done this and what you know, what's this person's relation to this one and everything else. But I would have never thought soap operas. I think it's Days of Our Lives left, General Hospital, because One Life to Live is going off.
It's going off, yeah.
And then it's Young and Restless and Bold and Beautiful. That's about it.
Is Passions still on?
No, Passions. I loved Passions. A lot of people didn't understand Passions, but I loved Passions. I loved Passions, and then it went off. But now it was out there. It was out there. But it was funny. It was all kind of things.
I loved All My Children. That was great. I loved it.
Okay, now, what do you think? You know, kind of back when they put Dallas and Dynasty and Falcon Crest, Knots Landing, all those shows on, they called them primetime soaps because they could get away with a little bit more on nighttime TV than daytime TV.
Right.
And still, though, you know, people would sit there, VCRs, and then now what, TiVo? What is it?
TiVo. Yeah,
TiVo, and everything else, and watch these at night. I mean, I know a lot of people, you know, that did that. So, what is happening to all our soaps?
Reality TV is taking over.
You know, I believe you might be right.
Yeah.
But you know, you'd think they still have their same sponsors and all, I would think, or maybe they don't have the sponsor they had.
I think a lot of it, I think, is these people are getting older. I mean, how much plaster of Paris is it going to take to put on Susan Lucci to make her not look 70 years old? You know, I mean, she's pushing.
Oh yeah, she said
she's
on
way
Rachel
up
Ray.
there.
Because what did she say? 40 years she had been on that show.
Yeah, I mean,
a long time.
She was like young.
But she still looked good. Yeah, she looks good. But my thing is, you know, then they started coming in game shows. You used to have a lot of game shows on TV. And then the game shows kind of started going. And then now The View's been on TV for a while. But when Meredith Vieira left, I stopped watching.
Yeah,
it just wasn't the same for me when Meredith Vieira left. I liked Meredith Vieira on the show.
When Whoopi come on, that's when I quit watching. I don't care for Whoopi Goldberg. You know?
I don't know. I think the mix of people or something. It just seemed like Meredith kind of kept everything in check for me, and I just really like Meredith Vieira.
Yeah. Now
I like Elizabeth, and I like all of them basically. I think Whoopi's funny and stuff, but it's just every time I would go to tune in, they'd be fighting, fussing about something, and I don't like that. I mean, I'd rather watch a soap opera.
Yeah, there was a lot of animosity between Star Jones when she was on there too, right? Didn't they?
I think so. They've had so many switches and changes too. And then they got the talk. Okay, now we've got the View. Now we've got the talk. And the talk is Sharon Osbourne and it's the Gilbert girl. You know, she was on Roseanne.
Sarah Gilbert. Yeah.
Yes, and it's Julie. Is it Chung?
Julie Chen.
Whatever her name is, yeah. And then it was Holly Robinson Pete and Leah Remini. I want to know what happened to them two. Because I watched that show a good bit, then all of a sudden I didn't watch it for a little while. They're gone now. This season, it's 2 other ladies that took their place. I want to know what happened to Holly. Now, I know that something was said that Holly was not going to be rehired. Then all of a sudden, Leah Remini's gone. And I liked her.
I did too.
And I thought they were a good mix, which these two, the one lady that's sitting over here now, she's hysterical. She is funny, you know. But it's just like, did you ever watch Tremors? With Kevin Bacon and all that?
Yeah.
And then they go to Trimmer 2. Now, I have watched Tremors, I bet 100 times. But then Trimmer 2, Kevin Bacon's no longer there. And then they change this, and, you know, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Change is good, but I like some things to stay like they are.
Footloose 2 was no good without Kevin Bacon.
Well, you're right.
You know.
But I love me some
it is what
Tremors.
it is.
But, then now we have the Chew. Now, the Chew, have you watched the Chew?
Haven't watched the Chew yet.
The Chew is about food, recipes, they eat every show. This week they're doing the decades, but it's Clinton Kelly, and he's off of What Not to Wear with Stacey London. Sybil loves that show. But you know what? They would have a field day with me, wouldn't they? They would have a field day.
Oh, yeah.
And then Michael Simon's on the show. He's got restaurants and a cooking show. And then Dr. Oz's daughter, Daphne Oz, is on the show. And then there's a lady named, good gosh, I want to say Claire. It's not Carla. Carla's her name. I've been calling her Dana, and I wonder why I've been calling her Dana. But she's on the show, and it's a good mix of people. But Mario from Balto Mario,
yeah.
He has his own cooking show. Now, on his cooking show, he's just kind of, you know, straight-laced, teaches and talks about stuff. Now, on this show, he is funny. He's funny, and which makes him a little more attractive, I think. Ponytail and all. And he wears those vests all the time. He's our kind of man, because he's got his shorts on. You'd love that. You wear them shorts all the time. But he's got his Crocs on. He's got that ponytail.
I'm over some Crocs.
He's kind of appealing on that show to me. The other show is just kind of... But anyway, then now, guess what? Now they have The Revolution. The Revolution. And Ty Pennington, they were on Extreme Home Makeovers. It went off one Sunday. The final show aired. The next Monday morning, Ty Pennington was on The Revolution. So I think they're bringing in all these self-help shows. They've got Dr. Oz on, Dr. Phil, The Doctors. They've got all kinds of shows like that. And I think they're going more to the self-help and these like The Talk and The Chew. And they're doing away with our soap operas.
I hate that.
I do too, in a way, because they've really got down to just a few. And it wasn't that long ago, I looked on satellite TV, and they have that soap opera.
The soap channel? Yeah.
And I was watching Ryan's Hope from the 70s, you know.
Oh.
And then I watched it, because I had to get up early. And then all of a sudden, one day, went to tune in, and it was no longer on. They've even taken them off the soap opera channel, apparently. So I'm like, geez, but I just want to know where our soap operas have gone. So this is going to be a final farewell
to our soap operas.
To our soap operas. Because there's not many left. So, cheers to our soap operas.
Cheers. And one last thought. It's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice.
Oh, that's a good one. And even the soap operas go, that's a good one. Okay, time to go make the cornbread.